What's up? Chad Close here with another CCGaming tutorial on how to make a video game. Today we're going to continue working on our mini turret AI, placing it, shooting, and stuff like that. Some notes: I've changed some of the scores, not the scores, but the prices of the guns, and also I re-changed some of the milestones. I think I have 8 milestones now. So you guys can just go ahead and play around with the settings, just see what you like for price ranges and stuff. I'm not going to really talk about it because that just depends on how you want your game to play and the gameplay. So let's continue on our mini turret. One thing I did just change is instead of shooting from our flash position right here, we're going to just do it from the top position. And also I had to change it on here because of the collateral. And the reason why I'm doing that is because if you go ahead and look here on our top, and I click pivot here, maybe center. Well, when it shoots, it's gonna shoot wherever this, I guess wherever this this point is in space. I think it's, pretty sure it's right there, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. So pretty much, it's gonna be shooting everything at this level. Whereas if you had it went from the flash position, it's shooting at this level. And also another thing is, say the capsule, since this doesn't have a collider on it, the capsule could technically walk through this turret. So if there's a capsule on top of the turret, it's not going to be able to shoot it because anything in, like, say it's shooting this way, anything on this side, it won't hit. And we don't want that. We want it to be able to shoot things right next to it. So another thing to note, I'm going to go ahead and change my gun damage to 0.5, and I'm going to change the gun speed to 0.1. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because instead of having a turret do a one-hit kill, we kind of get this double tap going on, and it just looks a lot better rather than having this one-hit kill. It's just a little too overpowered. So let's get to continuing, and as you can see, we can increase the firing range and the damage and all that stuff. We did that last time. You can also do gun clat, so now it can shoot through multiple. As you can see, it just got a collateral right there. Next, let's go ahead and have it so it has, say, so much ammo, so it lasts a certain amount of time. So in here, we can just have bar ammo. And let's just do, since it's killing about 2 people, it's going to cost about 50,000 to buy it. So, what, you're going to need to kill at least 500 people if you have clat on. Oh, it's not really. 50,000. Maybe it'll be 25,000. 250 people. So let's just have like 300 ammo. Because you'll be killing people at the same time. It's kind of just a bonus thing. Actually, let's just do 250 and see how that works. And then every time it fires, we need it to delete. Alright? And then after this all aiming thing and the shooting, is going to call the firing in here. Whoops, not right here. We don't want this in the firing. You want it in the fire. My bad. Alright, and then up in our update, we can just simply go if ammo is less than. Actually, we're going to cut this out and put it at the bottom of the fire so it doesn't call it every script. We'll just save some CPU. If ammo is less than 1, so it's going to be equal to 0 pretty much, we're going to just destroy the object. Alright, I did have an idea, so you could have an upgrade and have it explode and kind of kill everything around it. But that'll be an upgrade, so we won't worry about that right now. So now you can see every time it shoots, it's shooting 2 bullets off, and you can see our ammo go down. If I go ahead and deplete this, it disappears. Alright, so now let's go ahead and start being able to place it. So let's open up our player move script. And I'm just going to go ahead and minimize all of the little functions we got going on. Other than we want place barrel open. And we don't need any of that. Or we need to move our input tab. So you just go down to the bottom, we have our barrel. And then we're going to need, this is switching weapons. And actually, we don't want to be able to switch to what? This is the first weapon, minigun barrels, right? So we don't want this one. Let's just comment all of this out. And also 5 is fine because the turret is actually 6. 6 guns. So let's replace this ammo, or with this barrel, with turret, and I believe we already set up the input for that, so I'm not going to worry about that. But this ammo is going to be 5, and instead of place barrel, we're just going to do place turret. Alright, so let's go up here to our place turret function. Alright, or place barrel. We're just going to go ahead and copy that, and we're just going to use this as the base for our place turret mesh, or turret script. So turret, change this to turret. Instead of barrel prefab, we'll do turret prefab. Barrel position is going to put it in the same as this. Replace this. I don't know. We're just going to comment that out because I don't know if we need it. But also all of this, and actually we don't need these because we don't have upgrades yet. So right now we're just going to place the turret right there. And then it minuses ammo down here, so we don't got to worry about that up here. And now if we go ahead, we need to make our turret prefab. So go ahead and just var turret prefab transform. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. Make sure our minigun is all applied. And I'm actually just going to delete the minigun so I don't have it in the scene. And then go ahead and attach that minigun prefab there. Alright, so if we go ahead and play this now. And let's get some ammo, turret ammo. So now if I go ahead and hit Q, I'm going to lay down turrets. So, yeah, so that's all working out good, and you can see my ammo is going down as I'm spamming turrets. And no one's going to be able to get to me. So yeah, everything's working out. We can place turrets now. As you can see, they kind of all shoot at it, which isn't really a big deal, because if you have this many turrets, well, you're pretty much set, I guess. Next thing is next. We need to probably do what? Upgrades for this? And also being able to, do we set up the store? I don't remember. Let's go ahead and go hit play. So here's our turret. We can't unlock it. Let's go kill some people. We unlocked it. We can buy ammo, and it looks like our ammo is all working up. So let's go ahead and set upgrades for this. Do we have upgrades for our laser? I believe we do. Is that 5? Yes, we do. So we have longer time and more damage for that. But for our 6, we are going to need some upgrades for this turret. So let's go ahead and do that. So our size, first we'll just do like names. More damage. More ammo, how about? What else could it be? Faster fire rate. It's going to be a pretty powerful turret. More damage, more ammo, faster fire rate. Pretty sure that's all ammo, fire speed, gun damage. That's the main thing. Oh, and collateral. My bad. And then collateral. Collateral. Hope that's how you spell it. Collateral. Yep. Damage. Alright, so we can have our size 4. We can just minimize that. Our cost, we'll just have them all at 100 just for testing purposes. And our operations are going to be 4, and our last operation we did, it seems to be, was 10. Or 11. So 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, so now let's go ahead and write these upgrade scripts. So in our upgrade, we can just go ahead and just keep adding on. So we'll just copy this. Oh, actually, we'll just copy it and paste it once. This will be 12. This will be 6. And our upgrade will be 0. Alright? So this is for our first one, second one, third one, fourth one. And we just need to add these. Oops, that's not 13. This one's 13, 14, 15. Alright? So now we need our damage. So we need to somehow record our damage, and how we can just do that is we can just do var, or private, we'll make it a private variable, turret damage. And that's going to be equal to 0.5 at the start. Remember, that's what we had it initially. We need another one for collateral, turret collateral. And this is just going to equal false. Private var damage, or no, fire rate. Turret fire rate. And that's going to be equal to 0.1 to start off with. And then the last thing we are going to do is our ammo. So ammo, and that's going to be 250. Alright? So if we go down here, we can just, did I just do ammo? Turret ammo, my bad. I'm just going to copy all these. Actually, no, I can remember those. Alright, so for 12 is more damage, so turret damage is going to equal to, how about 1? 13 is more ammo, so turret ammo is going to equal, how about, is 400 too much? We'll do 350. Next on our list is fire rate, so turret fire rate is going to equal to, say, like 0.05, how about? That's pretty fast. That's like every frame. Turret, what's our last one? Collat, so collat is going to equal to true. Right? So now, when we make our turret, we're just going to have to pass along those variables. So if we go into our place turret, we're going to go turret.transform.getComponent, turret control, and then we need to pass along those variables. So if we just go here, so gun collat, go ahead and just copy this. Gotta pass gun collat, gun damage along. We could increase the range too. We could do a lot with this one. There's a lot of upgrades. Fire timer and also our ammo. Alright, so our gun collat is going to be equal to turret collat. Gun damage is going to be turret damage. And just keep putting all these variables along. Right? So now when it instantiates, it'll pass along all those variables. So that should go ahead and work out. So if we go ahead and play this real quick. Kill enough people so we can buy all those upgrades. So let's go ahead and just over here unlock it, buy some ammo, and then let's go ahead and place one. And then we're going to go ahead and pause it and then look at all of it. So we have our gun damage 0.5, fire speed, all of our ammo, that's alright. So now if we go ahead and upgrade these, more damage, more ammo, more fire rate, more everything. And now if I go ahead and place one, and we select that minigun, if I can. Oh my god. I can't select it. Alright, so if we go ahead and we can see our gun damage is higher, our fire speed, we have more ammo, and our fire speed didn't change. Why didn't it change? What did I miss? Turret fire rate. Is there something wrong? I guess that's fine. 0.1 is going to be plenty high. Just wondering why we just will get rid of that then. That entire upgrade we'll get rid of. So in our place turret, we don't need this one anymore. Oh, that's why. Alright, we copied the wrong one. Instead of fire timer, we want fire speed. So let me undo all of that. Oop. Save that. And now if I go ahead and What's wrong? Oops. Fire speed. There we go. Should work now. Maybe. There we go. So now if we go ahead and play this, I placed down a turret and I select that one. It looks like, yep, everything was passed on and that turret should do work. So I can mess around with the cost and stuff on that one later. Let's see what else we need to do. We got our mini turret done. Let's go ahead. I'm just gonna make sure that I have enough. I can upgrade everything. So I'm just gonna go in here and go to money and just do like negative a million. And then in here I'll have a bunch of money. So we have our damage, our fire rate. Where's our flat damage, fire rate? Don't we have another one? Okay. So we got all these, all those. I've checked all these. We're good on this one. Our laser. Okay, something is going funky right now. I think, because this is barrels. No, that's not the barrel upgrades. I'm pretty sure it's 6 guns. Is that our problem? I think that's going to be our ticket for what we need to do. Alright, so that's the right upgrades for that. That's not good. Okay. I don't really know what's wrong with the store right now. It seems like it's fine until I don't know what was wrong right there. Oh, I think it was because when you go out and in, it messes up the static variables. When you mess with the scripts. So I'm pretty sure that was that's why. Alright, so I went ahead and started testing this turret out, and this is it, all maxed out on everything. I'm on round 6. Like, it is way too powerful. Like, I mean, I haven't even shot my bullet yet. This is insane. So we need to nerf this thing really bad. I'm gonna pause it and or I guess, yeah. Like, this is ridiculous. This isn't even fun. So let's go ahead and nerf that a lot. If you don't know what nerfing means, it's just making it a lot weaker. So down here, our turret fire rate's gonna be 0.1. Our ammo is gonna be like 200, not even 150. And our damage is still gonna be 0.5. So we're gonna nerf this thing quite a bit. And then in our player script, we can go ahead. Oh, I guess it's not going to be a player. It's going to be up here. Our initial values. Our turret damage is going to be 0.25. Fire rate is going to be 3. And our turret ammo will just be 100 to start. So it won't be nearly as an incredible weapon. So now let's go ahead, and I think we should finally work on maybe our level, I guess. I've been delaying this just because I don't really know what I want to do for it. But I guess we can, I can try to figure it out, I guess, on the fly. Normally works out good. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in a cube here. And this is going to be our basic. I'm going to scale this up like 2 times, maybe 2 more times. But this is going to be our basic layout. So, got my screencast on. We're going to have 4 entryways, so let's go ahead and add some edge loops right here and right there. And now let's go ahead and add another one, or another 2 right there, 2 up here, and 2 right there. So, actually, so we have 1, 2, alright, so what we're going to do is this is going to be an entryway, so you can come out this way. This will be an entryway. Should make these extrude X like -2. And then extrude this one Y2. Let's have this. We should probably not overpower it. Let's have our first level kind of. We'll do this. EY2 negative. And then we're going to put it right here, X2. Alright, so we have our 3 entryways. They need to be a little bit bigger. So let's just go ahead and scale this along the y-axis like 1.5. Scale X 1.5. Just do this for all the interior scale. 1.5. Alright, and then let's go ahead and delete. Let's go with our edges selected. Select all the edges in the middle. And these right here. And go ahead and just delete those edges. So now we kind of have this rough outline of what we're going to do. And then we can go ahead and just delete these extra vertices. And then go ahead and fill these back in. Alright, so now we have this rough look going on. Let's go ahead and extrude this up along the z-axis. Like 1. I guess 1 will be fine. Hopefully it's not. Maybe it needs to be a little more. Oops. Grab Z.5 maybe. We'll see how that looks. We can just go ahead and grab these faces and actually just move them out more. So like grab Y3. Right. Because we don't want these on screen. So. Yeah, so that's kind of our basic layout. So let's just go ahead and file save this. We won't nearly make it as this boxy, but for right now, let's just export this and do an FBX file. And we're gonna do 50, even though we're gonna have to scale it up a lot. But it's just nice to stick with one size, because then whenever you export it again, you always know. So we can go into our assets folder. Let's create a new one and just call it map. And then here, let's just export it there. Go into here. So this cube was when I was playing it, it wasn't a bad size. So I think that's going to be the inner side, maybe even a little bit bigger. So let's go up to our map folder, drag that in here, and zero it out. And as you can see, all the normals are kind of messed up. We're not going to worry about that right now. So let's scale ours up a little bit. So maybe was 500 too much? 400? 400 might work. Alright, so we have 400 going on here. So that's not horrible. It's a pretty good size. Let's just go ahead and scale this ground up to like 5. Oh, that's not enough. 9. Alright. So now we kind of have this basic layout of our thing. And let's go ahead and click on our spawner. Or spawn points, I guess. I can't really see them, so I'm going to go up to this gizmos and just make them a little bit bigger. Alright. So I need, this is kind of hard with the normal maps like that. So let's keep going. I think the faces, oops. Make sure you get rid of this animation. If I could see them. It looks like the walls won't be, that's a decent height, I guess. It's not bad. Let's make it a little bit shorter. As you can see, this does look a little bit high. So grab that down, just 2.5 meters. So that's a fine height. So now let's extrude this and scale it out. Oops. Scale it out. Didn't really, not exactly what I wanted. I'm trying to think if there's a better way to do this. Let's just go ahead and add in a plane. scale it up. Actually, no, don't want to do that here. Actually, yeah, that would work. And then I'm going to extrude this out again, and then I'm going to delete this inner side face. X faces. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Select the rim. Maybe just extrude it in, I guess. Alright. Delete this face. So now we have... delete this face. So now we just have this rim, I guess you could call it. And we're just going to select this rim. Select our top rim. Actually, first, let's get it up to height. So grab Z1, is it? Yep. Then select this rim. W, loop tool, bridge. And that is an awful bridge. So let's go ahead and add some edge loops in here. And then loop tools, oops. Loop tools, bridge. Still not enough. So let's add in a couple more. And then let's just go ahead and do this manually. So that's not right. Alright, so now we kind of have our top and our bottom. And then we can go ahead and just delete all of this, because we don't need that. You won't be able to see it anyway. So, let's go ahead and add a subsurface modifier on this. And let's crank it up to 2. And then I want the bottom nice and crisp. Oh, it's going to be nice and crisp. Never mind. But the top, as you see, it's kind of rounded, which doesn't look half bad, but these sides right here. So let's go ahead and add some edge loops in here and kind of crisp, or make them a little bit more squarish. Alright. So those are a little bit more square, and then same thing right on the bottoms. Alright, so just keep doing that. And it looks like we need to fix this face too. So go ahead and just delete that face. And then replace it. Oops. Alright, so now we can just go ahead and hit smooth, and then as you can see it's all black. So we can just go, if I can scroll, there we go. Remove doubles, recalculate, and there. So it's a little bit better, but as you can see it's still kind of rough some places, which isn't bad. But let's just go ahead and file save this. Let's duplicate this object and move it to another layer, so we always have this template if we need to go back to it. And let's apply this, and as you can see now we got some edges and stuff. So let's go ahead and use the sculpt tool, and we're just gonna play around with this. I'm trying to think of what would be the best. I'm using grab maybe. I just want to roughen this up so it's not so edgy. Brush. And just subtract some here and there. Increase the strength maybe. I just don't want it so uniform. Right? Let's add a little bit somewhere. Just kind of play around with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so now we kind of got this edgy, kind of more weird look. Go ahead and save that. And then we're going to go ahead and export this object now. So file, export, FBX. Let's go ahead and export it. And now we have this, our map now. So as you can see, there's edges now. You can still walk, you can go through them, which we'll have to fix. And as you can see, our spawn is a little off. Our spawn points. So if we go ahead and unplay this, go to our spawn points, and then move them into the correct spot. We're going to have to change the scripts a little bit for spawning, but it's not going to be a big deal. It's just they're going to want to walk through walls and stuff. So if I go ahead and play this right now. So, I mean, it might actually work. Actually, it might work, yeah. Looks like it's going to work fine. They just might come out the walls, which is a possibility. Remember, it picks the shortest distance or the longest distance first to move, and it should always be the longest distance. But I can maybe think if you're like right here, or like in this corner, it might want to walk this way or some reason. I can see a reason why it would glitch out, but it's not happening right now, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So let's go ahead and texture this thing. First thing, let's get this gray blob on the bottom. Well, first, let's see. I want to do a rock texture, so I'm gonna go ahead and look at some rock textures, and then I'll come right back when I find one that I like. So after searching a little bit, I kind of found this texture that I kind of like. I'm tiling it 10 times. As you can see, you can tell it's pattern, but if I go ahead and play this real quick, you can't tell it's pattern. So that's nice. You can't really make out the pattern. And where I got this one was from Turbo Squid, which was free. This guy's Zoo Boeing. He had a free texture, so I went out there and got it, and it worked out pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a dirt texture now. Let's see if this guy has any, because that would be kind of cool. Seeing this ground. It kind of looks like the same style, so let's go ahead and pick this up and see how well it works. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit download, select it, download it. It's just going to downloading, and then go ahead and open that. And I'm just going to go ahead and I don't want to buy WinRAR and drag this over here. One thing to note, I quickly went over here and unwrapped it, so I just selected all and hit U, and then Smart UV Project, and then I re-imported it. But now let's go ahead and get that in here, so let's import that too. Alright, so now I have both of these, so we'll call this one Rock, and then we'll go ahead and call this Ground. That's not how you spell ground. Apply that to the ground. Oop. And as you can see, it's not nearly big enough. So let's go ahead and tile that one 10 times too. This one's a little bit more noticeable because it's on a flat surface. But you know, that's not bad. So this isn't this can be the start of our level. I'm thinking about adding some like crystals maybe or something like that in here. Maybe adding a bump map might make the textures kind of pop a little bit more, or even making this ground not flat. I guess that could be a possibility. Let's actually go ahead and do that. So we're going to work and use a thing called the terrain modifier. So this ground thing, we're just gonna turn off the render for a second, and then we're gonna create a new terrain. And by the way, this thing is gonna be huge by start. And how we're gonna change that? We'll just put it over in our corner. And as you can see, this thing is massive. Like, it's huge. So we just go up to terrain, select resolution, and then let's just change this to like 100, and our length to be 100, and this can even be like 20. So now if we go ahead, and it's a little too small, so let's set it again, 150. Alright, set resolution, and now you can see it's plenty big. So we'll go ahead and paint this. Paint texture, edit textures, add texture, and then we're just going to add our rough face, and then go ahead and add that. Alright, and you can change settings if you want it to tile more or less. I don't remember if this is more or less than what we just had, because I kind of like what we had. Looks about the same, doesn't it? Alright, so let's go ahead and turn off our ground render again. And in our terrain, I'm going to go over here to this raise lower and just kind of add in some bumps. If it's... Okay, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. Why isn't it doing it? I can't rotate it on here. Like my computer's thinking. I'm gonna pause it and come back when it stops glitching. We're not going to use our train because it just didn't want to play nice with my world. So we're just gonna go ahead and make a plane in here. So we'll go ahead and add mesh plane, scale this sucker up, and then we're gonna in this tool tab we're gonna first subdivide it a bunch. So we can subdivide it quite a bit and then subdivide it again, and that gives us maybe one more time. So that's pretty good. Then let's go into our sculpt mode. And let's kind of just add some bumps here and there. Alright. Kind of roughen it up a little bit. It's not going to be terribly bumpy, but it's going to be to the point where you can tell. And that's going to make it's going to make a big difference. So go ahead in our object now. We can just go ahead and file, export this too. And we're going to rename this, and we're just called this base. Export that. And it looks like something didn't want to work. Go ahead and file, save this. I'm going to reopen Unity just so it doesn't crash on me like it was last episode, was it? I don't remember. My computer's been acting funky. We're running out of time too for this tutorial. So dragging our level base, we'll zero this out, and then also looks like our scales are like all funky. We'll delete that. Delete our level base. Yeah. In our blender, we're gonna go Control A and scale and everything, and then we can go ahead and save that and then export it again as a level base. And now when we put that in here, now the scales are, I believe it was 400. So now we can see that we have some bumps in here. That looks a lot better, and looks like it's at about the right level. Let's go ahead and add our material, our ground material. Delete that. It looks like we haven't unwrapped it, so we can just go ahead and hit 7, U, project from view. U, project from view. Scale that up. You just go image, UVs, pack islands, file, save, and go ahead and export that again. And there we go. So now we have our ground in there, and it's got bumps and stuff. So now let's go ahead, and this has level base. We want this to be our ground pretty much. So let's go ahead and rename this ground. And we need to name it ground because that's how our raycast can find it. And you can see it just got a mesh collider, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and just add a mesh collider. Uses the exact mesh, and then we can delete. Let's just disable this ground, the other ground, just to make sure that the bumps aren't going to affect the gameplay from moving around and stuff. As you can see, we're going up and down now. One thing that it might change is when we place barrels. We place it at a position of 0.5, so it could spawn it kind of in the ground. But we're gonna work on that next video because we're kind of running out of time. So I hope you guys like this. Follow the series, favorite, subscribe. Adios.